this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Scrap List Sunday where Laura and I take this inspiration that we found right here and use it. So it was from Valerie and I happened to see it on Scrapbook, the one that's for Shamel. I happened to see it and now we're going to do two different takes. Now what I take from this one is the strips of paper. And it's kind of what Laura and I talked about when I saw this layout, and then I sent it over to her and been like, hey, what do you think of this? And so you will see two total different layouts with this, because she even told me that she took this like to a whole nother level for her as well. And this for me is very different too, but I absolutely positively enjoy how this turned out. It is something that just magically just came about and it's perfect. And so the collection that I am going to be using today is the new Dear Lizzie collection. It's All Good. Oh, I love this vintage. It's got lemons, it's got anchors, it's all me and then some. And so here I am, I gutted out the one paper. I do have the paper pad and I have gotten a few little bits here and there of the, what is it? Just the single sheets as well. But for the most part, it's all the branding strips from the paper pad, along with a few from the cut apart sheet that she has in this collection from Dear Lizzie. And then also the branding strips I cut off of the two-sided papers that I had, like the single sheets. Because I did get a few of those too, just throughout kits and whatnot that I've gotten. But for the most part, it's just the paper pad. And what I did was that I grabbed an old sheet from Close to My Heart that I knew I wasn't going to use for cardstock, just to place it on the bottom, because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to like connect these two pieces of paper. So in the sketch that we found, she does do two papers and she literally splits them in half and then uses the branding strips as a grid layout with two photos. I have one photo and I'm going to do like kind of like a teepee almost, like, or kind of like a house, or kind of like I'm not even really sure. It's kind of like a tag almost, because I kind of diagonal them down and then they go straight. So here you'll see me kind of fuss with them. And then in the magic of YouTube, I get these all glued down just so that I could be able to spend more time on camera with the colors and stuff and loading it up. And then for you to see the embellishments and that type of jazz. So it took me a little bit to get this figured out, but I do start my mint as my middle focal point, and then I work my way from there. So it was just kind of, I was figuring it out, and then there it is. So now I'm taking the papers that I originally used to cut up everything for like the branding strips, and where I got the branding strips and these little pieces like this. And of course you all know that I do my layering and my distress on it. And I just want it to look really just vintage, because the photograph is of me last year in May. It was at one of the first retreats that I was able to go on to back when I first got here. So this was done of May of 2018, which I came back in October of 2017. So I was able to do it was my first retreat that I was able to go on to for a long time. And we were at supper at the Melting Pot, and we were playing, Sarah Scraps and I were playing with the filters, and then everybody joined in, and it was a lot of fun. But this filter fits my face, fits my vintage whatever you want to look at. I just love this. And I had to scrap it. I wanted it all by itself. I'm not even going to put, I guess, like journaling on this page. I just want it on there, and just to make it look absolutely stunning. Now the layout after this is pretty much just getting it embellished. I do ruffle up the branding strips because she does kind of do a ruffle on hers as well. And now I'm just going to go through and place down all of my little bits. I do have a bunch of the hashtag ones, which I absolutely love them. And I place the lemons down, and then there's a couple of stamps that I use. I get out a house. I just love this collection. It's just all me. That's all I can say. While you're watching me kind of do the bits and bobs and all this stuff with it, make sure that you go check out Laura's take, because she does a completely whole different layout than what I do. And we were talking about it. I haven't seen at this point when I've done the voiceover, I have not seen the layout yet, but she said that hers took a different turn compared to her style. And I absolutely love taking our scrap lifting and scrap lift, but then show that we can also go outside of our fan base, like outside of our norm of doing layouts. This one here isn't really outside of my layout because I still do a ton of embellishments. I am pretty heavy on my embellishments. The photograph fits me well. This collection fits me well. I just haven't done one of these in a long time like this. And I absolutely love how this turns out. And I hope that you guys enjoy it too. And that's the beauty of this Scrap Lift Sunday that Laura and I started about a year ago. We're getting close to being a year doing this. And oh my gosh, I love this. This is one of the collaborations that I don't think Laura and I will ever quit, because I think for us, it challenges us enough to be where we don't really physically have to quit a series for a while to bring it back, because we're forever breaking ourselves up and out of our norm of things. And it's just absolutely fun. I love this series. I love this layout. And I loved finding this layout on Facebook. I was able to find it on Facebook, and I absolutely love it. So down in the corner, I put that anchor there, and then it is lemonade with strawberries, and it's got the jar, the mason jar. And then those two banners are you're magical and you're the best human. And I just love that. Totally make myself be like major here. And then the stamp set, one of them, the stamp that I put down is of the pig with the vintage heart around, or like flowers around, and then a couple of flowers go down there. And then I do place the hand in one of them with the hand and roses, and that was with the lemons. And then I took this other banner. There's a bee that I placed on some foam tape there. And then let's see here. And then I do have another title. There's a couple of titles, like little bits that I come in with. Tons of little different sayings and stuff. And it works out perfect and wonderful. The background paper for this one that I used, 2 different collections, are absolutely stunning and perfect. I love the fact that they show the hearts, and I love, the okay sign, the love sign, all of that stuff. It's just perfect. And I do my little Missy Win on 2 different spots. I was going to do it on top, and then I decided not to. And then of course I had to put these sunglasses on there because they work perfect. So make sure that you go check out Laura's channel. If you like to see what I'm doing here, make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm always uploading about 2 to 3 videos a week. Today you're going to get a double dose, because I have another one that's going to pull out at the around the afternoon of today, so there'll be 2. And then here I am, I'm placing the hearts, and then I always get out my sunset strip from Shimmers and place that all around, and then the still shots will be coming up. And so I will talk to you soon. Bye.